Hello everybody, welcome back to Beware the Terrible. Today we have a new deck for you called the Mischievous Spirit, featuring our Phantom Prankster from Shadow Isles. So Phantom Prankster is a very strong card. It's only 3 cost mana. It allows you to deal 1 to the enemy nexus when another ally dies. You get to stack this ability. That means if you have a lot of Phantom Prankster, a lot of copy of those cards in play, you get to do more than only 1 for each ally that dies. So how do we kill our own allies? How do we make sure a lot of allies die every round? We have our Hapless Aristocrat, we have our Last Breath cards, but not only that, the main card that we have is Ephemerals. So having Ephemeral means they die at the round end, or when they strike, that means they die very easily. So every round you actually get to deal a lot of damage to the enemy nexus with your Ephemeral cards in pair with this Phantom Prankster effect. So obviously we're not expecting this card to show up in our hand very early on in the game. We can't be that lucky, not possible. So we have 1 copy of our Fading Memories to pick a follower, create an ephemeral copy of it in our hand. So if we are lucky enough to have our Phantom Prankster in hand early on, and if it's in our battlefield already, we get to copy it and we get to have extra copies of it in the battlefield. Obviously it's an ephemeral copy, that means it actually dies at the end of the round, but you get to add that extra damage to the enemy nexus very early on in the game, and that does a lot. You know, if you have 2 Phantom Pranksters in play, and if you have your Boom Crew Rookie and your Prey and your ephemeral cards die very easily, Used Car Salesman as well. If you play your Used Car Salesman early on with 2 Phantom Pranksters, you get to do 3 damage. You get to deal 3 damage for each caustic cast that dies, because Last Breath deal 1 to each nexus. It's an ephemeral as well, so you get to summon 2 caustic casks with this card. So you get to add up to 6 damage to you get to deal up to 6 damage to your enemy nexus with only this 1 card if you have 2 Phantom Pranksters in play. So that's how powerful your Fading Memories is. If you have only 1, all you need is 1 Phantom Prankster in your hand to be able to do so much within a single round. But obviously, as I said, it's only ephemeral. You don't get to have that other Phantom Prankster in play survive more than 1 round. We are also playing our Neverglade Collector. So as I said, 3 copies of Phantom Prankster is not enough. That is why we need other cards to be able to deal damage to the enemy nexus when another ally dies. So when another ally dies, drain 1 from the enemy nexus. Neverglade Collector is very powerful because not only are you doing damage to your enemy nexus, you're also healing your own nexus. Obviously, it's a 5 cost mana card. That means you actually have to waste a lot of your mana just to summon this card, as opposed to only 3 for the Phantom Prankster card. And if you play your Fading Memories, you actually have to spend the exact same cost just to summon that ephemeral copy. So Fading Memories is actually not very good just because it's an ephemeral copy and you have to waste your mana as well. But if it shows up at the right time, as I said, it's gonna do a lot for you early on. You know, if they don't lifesteal fast enough, that's what we want to do. If they can't lifesteal fast enough, they can't actually avoid our strategy. Our strategy is to hit their nexus over and over and over again, and a huge amount within a single round. And by our 3rd round, if we can summon our Phantom Prankster, enough of it, we can already be targeting their enemy nexus. So Phantom Prankster Neverglade Collector is a really good pair, because when we hit the enemy nexus, we're actually doing a bulk damage to their enemy nexus every time we do it. And we are also playing Astral Fox in this deck. So when you play this card, you get to kill an ally to deal 3 to the enemy nexus. So killing an ally means you are activating the Phantom Prankster and Neverglade Collector effect, and also you are dealing an additional 3 to the enemy nexus. So this card is very it fits really well with those 2 power cards that we have in this deck. We're also playing Carnivoran Dragon, which allows you to strike an ally with this card or deal 3 to your enemy nexus as you play this card. So obviously we want to be striking an ally, a weak ally, maybe a Prey or a Hapless Aristocrat or a Spiderling, or even an ephemeral card that we don't need to survive. So when you slay a unit with this card, you get to drain 1 from the enemy nexus. So this is a very powerful card as well. Even when you play it as a blocker and you slay your enemy attackers with this card, you get to drain 1 from the enemy nexus as well. It's a Fury card. That means once you kill a unit, grant me +1/+1. So when you kill an ally with this card, as you strike it, you get to add 1 power and 1 hit point with your Fury, and that actually makes you survive even longer. It makes it more powerful and more viable because you actually get to slay your enemy units better because it's 5/4. So 5-4 means you get to slay more units for extra drainage to your enemy nexus. So we are only playing 2 copies of this card because we are not expecting our Camovaran Dragon to kill a lot of units. If it kills one of your ally and it dies after that, it's fine because at least we are draining that extra 1. That extra 1 actually do a lot, because not only are you draining 1, you're actually slaying your own ally to activate your Phantom Prankster and your Neverglade Collector's effect. So obviously play your Camovaran Dragon when you have a lot. Only play your Astro Fox and your Camovaran Dragon when you have a lot of your Phantom Pranksters and your Neverglade Collectors in your battlefield. If you have up to 2, that is already enough to put those 2 cards in play, because you're hitting for 2 damage to your enemy nexus for every ally that dies. So that is a lot already, because we are playing ephemeral cards as well, as I said. So if we have 3 in any combination of our 7 power cards, our 7 is 3 Phantom Pranksters, 3 Neverglade Collectors, and 1 Fading Memories to add an extra copy of those 2 cards. If we have any 3 in play, we actually get to strike 3 damage to the enemy nexus for each ally that dies. If we have our Haunted Relic to summon 3 Unleashed Spirits, we actually get to deal 9 damage to the enemy nexus. 9, because we are killing our own if our Unleashed Spirits dies at the end of the round. So for each unit that dies, we actually get to deal 3 if we have 3 Phantom Prankster or our Neverglade Collector in any combination in play. So with this strategy, we actually need to be able to draw a lot of cards fast, because we need our Phantom Prankster, we need our Neverglade Collector in hand early on in the game. So once they show up in our hand, we can summon them and we can do a lot from there. So how do we draw cards fast so that we get our power cards out as fast as possible? We have our Glimpse Beyond to kill an ally to draw 2. You may need to use this card before summoning your Phantom Pranksters and your Neverglade Collector. That's fine because we have a lot of other kill cards. So killing an ally like your Helpless Aristocrat or your Arachnoid Horror or any of your low-cost mana cards may be necessary before you summon your other your power cards. If you can't kill it for that extra effect that we said earlier, that extra damage to your enemy nexus, that's fine, because you may need to draw out cards very fast early on in the game just to bring out your power cards in hand. Your Phantom Prankster, your Neverglade Collector, your Astro Fox, any cards that you need in hand very fast. So we have those cards. We have 3 copies of Glimpse Beyond to draw 2 cards as you kill an ally. We have it's only 2 cost mana, by the way. We have 3 cost mana cards to allow all players to draw 1 at every round start. So this is a landmark. Obviously it's not very good because you actually have to let your opponent draw 1 as well every round start. So this is not quite good because all players draw 1, and you actually have to waste your mana to give your opponent that advantage as well. So Spirit Leash allows you to kill an ally to draw 2 as you play it. It's a 4 cost mana card, so this actually works later on in the game. So the low cost mana cards that we have to draw cards is our Glimpse Beyond and our Hexcore Foundry. So those are our only cards to draw fast. So once we have those cards in hand, our power cards, we get to play fast. We get to do a lot of damage to our opponent's enemies nexus very, very easily and a lot at a time, a lot every round. In a single round, we get to do up to 9 if we have a lot of our Phantom Prankster and our Neverglade Collector in play, if we kill our units fast. And we are also playing Ephemeral, as I said, so that means we actually get to kill our own units very, very easily. It dies on its own. We don't have to do anything. If your opponent avoid attacking your your main cards like your Boom Crew Rookie, if they avoid killing it, they can do that. And if they target your Phantom Prankster and your Neverglade Collector with spells, then we can't actually do anything. If they can't find those spells in time though, then they can't actually protect their nexus fast enough. So it's basically a race between your opponent killing your key cards that you're using to strike their nexus. If they kill it fast enough, then you are gonna die. If they allow your Phantom Prankster and your Neverglade Collector to survive more than 3 or 4 rounds, then they are doomed, basically. We're also playing 1 copy of Doom Beast, Nightfall, drain 2 from the enemy nexus. Obviously, you can't be playing this card as your first card in a round, so that you get to activate the effect of draining 2 from the enemy nexus. Is only 3 cost mana, so we can actually play it later on in the game. Is a mid-range card. That means you can't actually activate the effect on your 3rd round because it's a Nightfall effect. We're also playing one copy of Dark Water Scourge for the lifesteal effect, only 3 cost mana and it's 5 power and 5 hit points. So it's very strong, but it is ephemeral. Obviously, ephemeral actually works really well with our strategy. Having Phantom Pranksters and Neverglade Collectors in play means ephemeral cards dying allows you to do extra damage to your opponent's Nexus. So what is the champion for this deck? The champion that we are using is our Piltover and Zon V. So V allows you to deal 5 to the enemy Nexus when it strikes a unit while attacking after it leveled up. So how do we level it up? We have to strike for 10 plus damage, but obviously it's not that difficult because we are actually having we actually have the Challenger and Tough keyword for this card, and we are also having that +1 effect when you play, when it is in your hand or when it's in play. Grant me +1, +0 when you play another card, maximum +8. That means you get to add up to 10 power for this card. When it has 10 power, then we can play it from our hand. Once you have your V increased up to 10 power, then play it from your hand for that Challenger effect. When you can attack on your attack round, summon it and attack, strike for 10 damage and level it up fast so that you get to use the extra effect of dealing 5 to the enemy Nexus when you strike a unit while attacking, because that is our main strategy, to strike the enemy Nexus. So dealing 5 to the enemy Nexus does a lot because we are already doing so much with our Phantom Prankster and our Neverglade Collector. If we level it up, it's gonna do a lot for us as well, but we only have 2 copies of this card because this card is actually quite difficult to level it up because it actually dies very easily. So if it strikes for less than 10 damage, and if you pass the turn after striking, your opponent can actually kill it with spells like Vengeance or any other kill spells, Darkness even. If they play Vhagar, they can actually play Darkness and kill it very easily. They only need to deal 5 damage to kill your V. They can even Challenger or Vulnerable to kill your V with a, with a Shurima card or something like that. So V gets killed very easily and it's very difficult for it to level up. But once it levels up though, you can do a lot more. You can actually boost your strategy by even more. So this V card is our power card as well, but it's it's our fail-safe basically. If all else doesn't work, then we have our V to fall back on. But obviously we are not relying too much on this card. If it doesn't level up, that's fine. It's not our main priority. Our main priority is to get out our Phantom Prankster and our Neverglade Collector early on in the game. Phantom Prankster is the main one. We also have one time trick as well. I forgot to mention this card. Predict, then draw 1. So pick a card from among 3 in your deck, shuffle the deck and put that card on top, then draw out that card because you are drawing 1 after you use this time trick burst spell. So drawing out, if you're lucky enough to predict a Phantom Prankster or a Neverglade Collector in those 3 cards, random cards in your deck, then you can actually draw them out fast enough to speed up your gameplay and set up fast. If you have a good setup for this deck, you can actually do a lot early on in the game. That is why this is an aggro deck. It is very aggro. So once you have your key cards in play, your opponent is gonna have to kill your main strategy. To be able to kill your main strategy, they have to be able to find a way to target your Phantom Prankster and your Neverglade Collector, either with spells like Vengeance or things like that, Darkness even, to kill it fast before you can deal enough damage to their Nexus and basically win the game that way. So we also have our low cost mana cards to sneak damage to the enemy Nexus at the start of the game. We have our Arachnoid Horror with Fearsome keyword. So only enemies with 3 or more power can block this card. If they can't block your Arachnoid Horror, you can actually sneak that 3 damage to your opponent's enemy Nexus. So if you sneak enough damage at the start of the game, it actually adds to the bulk amount of damage that you're doing later on with your Phantom Prankster, with your Astro Fox Camovaran Dragon, and your Neverglade Collector, and your V level 2. So all of those cards add up. All those tiny little damage that you do does add up. Caustic Casks, 0 cost mana. We actually have 1 copy of this card in this deck just to add as a extra blocker and also add that extra 1 damage to each Nexus. It's an ephemeral card as well. That means it actually works really well in pair with our Phantom Prankster and Neverglade Collector. And we also have 2 copies of Hapless Aristocrat. So it's a 1 cost mana card. That means you can play it in your first round for that added 1 damage at the start of the game. If your opponent has no 1 cost mana cards in their hand to summon, then we can do that 1 damage to their Nexus to pile up later on for the kill, for the, for the win. So that one, as I said, does a lot. If they don't have their life steals in time, if they don't bring out their, healing spells in time, then they can't actually replenish their nexus to avoid our strategy, because our strategy is to target the nexus over and over and over again and kill them by destroying their nexus, basically. So we have also the last breath effect to allow us to summon a spiderling when it dies. So this hapless aristocrat actually serves as the perfect prey for us to target with our Astro Fox, with our Camoveran Dragon, Spirit Leash, and our Blighted Caretaker, and also our Glimpse Beyond when we kill an ally to do an extra effect. Either it's drawing or to summon other cards like 2 saplings or anything. We get to kill for an extra effect, and also we get to summon an extra prey. So that is how powerful your last breath effect is. If you have your fading icon, you get to summon an extra prey, a literal prey as well. And we also have our haunted relic and our onslaught of shadows to summon extra cards that we get to target for our extra effects, to draw cards into our hands, to summon saplings. So these prey actually gives us a double advantage. It allows us not only to have that extra kill effect when we summon our allies to kill the other allies, it also allows us to activate that key Nexus Strike effect. So that's all for the deck review. Let's go ahead for gameplay. Gameplay will be silent so that everybody gets to focus and I get to have my hit in the game. Hope you guys enjoy the game. I'll see you in the next video and have a nice day. Bye guys!
A mushroom. Have 3.
I've heard about you. It's playtime.
I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I've always been a fun guy.
Mushrooms in the morning. Success is planting your mushrooms.
Mushroom help? the one true light. Devotion to battle.
I taste purple. Yay.
I won't stand by.
Won't find better this side of the sun. No refunds.
Here comes the punchline!
Follow the wind, but watch your back.
I tried being polite. Eat this! Freeze! Trouble coming at ya!
The guilty will burn. Don't test me. The dragon will keep you safe.
Daylight everlasting.
Solari controls all that her warmth touches. Punish transgressions.
Baharok, march.
Maybe you need a closer look. Sunway! Protect them.
It's playtime.
Brother, what have you become?
If I told you, would you listen?
Of course I
already.
Back, unbeliever!
Humility before power.
No more running.
Time to go! Backfire. I can do this. Her light is our sword, her want our armor. The strength of the sun and my faith are one. Channel our power! It wasn't me!
Your home is in the skies.
Feet were made for roaming and kicking.
Set him up. We'll knock him down. Maybe I do have a future.
Get him! Get him! Round we go.
Vi stands for violence. Like a gale through the valley. Come on.
There's a chill in the air.
My first big mission.
This is mercy.
You have to get me out of here. I didn't do anything. Of course I'm ready.
Silent as death.
Don't mind me.
Stand and fight.
Better run.
No room for doubt.
I'll take him, dead ordinary love.
The dark beckons.
The views.
You cannot escape.
I hope this works.
You're gonna be sorry.
Hey, Krabby!
That's my resting face.
My shield is yours!
Silent as death.
This is mercy.
They'll never see us coming! Honor guide me!
It's too late for you.
To dance. I'll sleep when they're dead.
cannot sway me.
Think you're fast? Cute. Now who's got the upper hand? Try to keep up.
This is your end.
Here comes the punchline.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Justice firsthand. Eat this.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Daylight everlasting.
Solari controls all that her warmth touches.
Devotion to battle.
You see me, yes? You, yes, you do.
The egg, did it move?
It's playtime.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
I don't need a plan.
I must get out of here.
Trouble coming at ya.
No mercy for heretics.
You're gonna be sorry.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics. Channel our power!
No farther.
Bring it!
Won't find better this side of the sun. No refund.
I can do this.
Here's our chance.
Don't mind me. I see every move. Better run. The egg. Did it move? No. Let's get out of here. There's a scent in the air. Can't afford to miss. Just need a target.
won't be a warning shot.
Here comes the punchline.
Round we go.
Vi stands for victory.
Did it move? I can do this. No. I hope this works.
We'll take what we need to survive.
Round we go.
We'll make quick work of you. Another death.
Should have done that.
Rom is on the job.
Just gonna put this here.
Help is on the way.
We like a challenge.
Time to go!
Nah, just another winter.
Pillage and burn. Stay out of my way.
Show me your best. is all. First we fight.
Set it all ablaze!
Ha! This is fun, yes? We should be friends. We'll make quick work of you.
We'll take what we want!
Ha! This is fun, yes? Show me your best.
There's the 1-2 punch! Come on!
Please, I have connections!
Another day.
Here, sorry. It's playtime.
Rhinoceros! My axe is ready.
Brilliance is forever.
And that's a knockout! Clad in shining sunlight!
Of course I'm ready.
Burn away doubt!
Round and round we go.
Diffuse. Time to go!
Here, sorry.
The power of the immortal sun. Behold the sun's holy light.
It's playtime.
Devotion through battle! follow you to the edge of daybreak. Shine like the sun, you must burn like it.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Behold the sun's holy light.
Be still. He has claimed you.
Scorching light.
That's always been there.
Join the world above.
It wasn't me.